All right, guys, we're back with you with another awesome episode of the Gin and Juice podcast. We're glad you guys tuned in.
What's up, guys?
Before we even get started, we want to make sure that you guys know that you guys can come follow us at Gin and Juice podcast on Instagram.
Yep, that's
Yeah,
right.
beautiful.
That's right.
And
You're
then-
gonna find the same logo, same everything.
100%. Just look
find us.
for it, and you can't miss us. We would love for you guys to see what we're going to be doing with our Instagram in the next few coming days,
Right.
and putting up some different content and just getting you guys to interact with us even more than you already are down in the comment section. We love you guys for that. And we want to hear more from you. All right, so now we got some stuff that happened, obviously, in the aftermath of UFC 241 that we're going to cover.
Right.
And then you guys can expect some awesome reaction videos from us afterwards. We got some sick ones for you. So let's just start off with something that just got announced today. This is really exciting, guys. Ben Askren versus Maia. This is going to be taking place October 26th. What are your first initial takes? Now, Ben Askren on Instagram touted this. The match will decide the best MMA grappler in the world.
Exactly, right? Like, first of all, how did this come together? Like, I think you and I spoke about this like a while ago, like kind of one of those dream matches. Like, oh, maybe Ben Askren versus Khabib.
We did
or
mention
maybe,
this.
you know? And then who else? Oh, Ben Askren versus Demian Maia. That'd be interesting because, come on, man. Like, think about it. One of the best wrestlers and then the best fucking grappler in MMA, man. It's going to be interesting. I love it.
It's definitely something that was being talked about from Faraz Zahabi all the way up to Luke Thomas. So from coaches themselves all the way up to MMA pundits themselves, they're all talking about this being an amazing opportunity for Demian Maia to honestly prove to the world, like, hey, look, you want to come and start grappling with me? Like, this isn't what you want right now. And for Ben Askren to try to bounce back after a devastating loss. Both of his last two fights must be traumatic in terms of the amount of damage accumulated in the aggregate of what? I think less than a minute. He got dropped on his head immediately by Lawler. And then he got kneed immediately by Masvidal. So we've seen him take a lot of damage from some heavy hands, heavy knees, from some strikers, some really seasoned vets. But in terms of Demian Maia, this will be a very interesting matchup to see Ben's top-down wrestler pressure.
Because don't forget, he's known as the funky one, right? Like Ben Askren's, his nickname's Funky, so his style of wrestling is a little bit awkward to start off with. So it's not exactly like a super standard wrestler, although a lot of people might make that argument and be like, oh yeah, he's just, single legs and double legs and all that shit. But anyways, I think like he scrambles, like I think Ben Askren scrambles off of a lot of positions. And I think that's going to match up very interestingly with Demian Maia, someone that knows how to scramble.
For sure. Like grappling in general is a chess match, right? And in chess, no two games are the same.
Exactly.
So, and no two chess players are ever going to be the same.
Nope, the matchups.
So every wrestler is going to be different, just the same as that is. So it's going to be a dream matchup. These guys are going to be pushed to their limits in terms of grappling. I expect to see some awesome rolling. I expect to see some very dangerous BJJ from Demian Maia. And I expect to see some good grappling defense from Ben Askren as he's still offensive in those wrestling positions where he's on top.
That's right. Once again, I would have to say that I got my money on the person fighting Ben Askren. So basically on his opponent, like for the third time, because we can consider his first fight against Robbie Lawler pretty much a loss. And I'm saying, I don't want to be a hater, but we all know the circumstances around it.
I mean, yeah, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
It was not a pure win. Let's just put it that way. I don't consider it like, oh yeah, he like won that fight. Not really. So, he got slammed, like you said, and pretty much busted up the first 2 seconds.
It was a controversial ending, to say the very least. It was a controversial ending to that Robbie. And then he got destroyed by Jorge. So
everybody that he's faced so far out of the two fighters that he's faced, he's had a really rough go. And I think even against someone like Demian Maia, just off of the fact that Demian Maia's been in the UFC for a while now, he's always been the great grappler that he is, but he's, I would say, adjusted better to MMA than Ben Askren in the UFC. And I think he would definitely, play that to his advantage. And even if he does get taken down, I see him winning by submission or something.
100%. If you look at who Demian Maia has lost to in his career, it's only champions. Usman, Woodley, Covington, Rory McDonald. These guys are all champions. Jake Shields. We're talking with Jake Shields. This is like 6 years ago, guys. All of those losses, Chris Weidman, like these Anderson Silva, these are all the best of the best, and these guys are dangerous strikers,
right?
Who are pressure guys, who are these guys aren't knocking him out. Decision Kamaru, decision Colby, decision Tyron, decision Rory McDonald, decision Jake Shields. These guys are all practitioners. Decision Chris Weidman, decision Anderson Silva. So he's not getting knocked out. Okay, he's not taking devastating damage. He's taken probably less damage in terms of blunt force trauma from an individual strike than Ben Askren in his entire UFC career, and he's been here for a while.
That's right.
You know, he's been part of the UFC since 2007.
Yeah.
So he's been here for 12 years, and we've seen Ben Askren take bigger strikes in 2 fights. Mm-hmm. So obviously, he means that he has the ability to stand up and not get killed by some of the best ever to do it.
I'll put it that way. In a way, I think there might be even a worse matchup. I don't know, worse. That's hard to fucking quantify anyways, right?
I agree with you where you're going.
Might be, right? Like, because think about it. Yeah, against strikers, yeah, you know he's going to go wrestle them, so he still might have the advantage there and wrestle them down. Now, with Demian Maia, we're looking at someone that he was always criticized for his striking. I think his striking has gotten so much better now. Right. He's like basically Ben Askren, if Ben Askren focused on striking for the next 5, 6, 7 years.
Ben Askren had to start doing it from 12 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Come on. That's what I'm saying. So Demian Maia for sure has a lot better hands and striking.
And I think this is one of the first times he's going to be going into the ring against a guy who he's for sure the better striker against. Think about that.
So Ben Askren presents no...
If I'm Demian Maia, I sit down in my punches and start boxing this guy.
Yeah.
And make him take me down.
Even if you do that, get taken down,
you're not worried.
You're not really worried.
So he can.
What is he gonna do with you?
It's the opposite of like that dominant wrestler who you can't take him down. So he sits into his punches. Yeah. This guy who doesn't care if he gets taken down.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna sit into these punches. You're gonna feel these ones while you're up there. So I think this is a great opportunity for Demian Maia to rejuvenate himself. He just beat a huge prospect in Lehman Good. He just beat another good prospect in Anthony Rocco Martin. I think he's fought twice this year already. This is gonna be his 3rd fight. Yeah. He's won both of his fights this year after only fighting once last year against Kamaru. So this is definitely a great opportunity for him to rejuvenate his career and make a big statement against a guy who had a lot of hype, 19-0, and now he's in a lot of people's eyes, he's 19-2, and he's...
And Demian Maia's beaten Masvidal. I mean, that's obviously a while ago, a few years ago.
A split decision, but nonetheless.
But
nonetheless. To beat a game-bred guy like that,
that's what I'm saying.
It's a different level. He's faced the best of the best his entire career. He's not being knocked out or anything. He's actually only been knocked out once in his career, and that was Nate Marquardt way back in 2009.
Right.
He's only been knocked out once. His 9 out of his 9 losses, they're all decisions.
Yeah.
So this guy is a guy who knows how to be a wily veteran, go the distance, and I expect him to really push Ben Askren to the limit. I expect Demian Maia to win this fight.
I expect Demian Maia. I just don't see anything.
Have you ever seen anything where a guy comes in with not that Askren had a lot of hype, but his record professionally is 19-0, and he's trying to prove something, and he's had one controversial win, gotten knocked out in 5 seconds. If he loses via submission in the 2nd round, for example, against someone like Demian Maia, what does that really tell you? You know, who were you facing over there?
That's what I was gonna say. It seems like he caught like.
What's the risk versus reward? Is there more at risk than there is reward here for Ben Askren? If he wins, what's the reaction going to be positively versus if he loses and the negative reaction?
That's right. But I mean, yeah, he's in this position now. Like, I don't think he has an out either. Think about it. What is he gonna say? Oh, I'm gonna go back to fucking, fighting in Japan or something. You never know. But like,
he also was on Joe Rogan talking about possibly retiring.
I mean, that's 2 years ago, what I was gonna say,
right?
Man. Yeah.
So this is a guy with kids where if he's getting violently knocked out like that, and then also loses to a grappler, it might be time to hang him up.
He's gonna have to let go of his ego if that's the case, because I'm sure his ego is gonna be like, won't allow him to, retire on 3 losses. Like,
did you see him wrestle Jordan Burroughs as well?
Yeah, he lost that. He
got destroyed.
Destroyed.
In his bread and butter.
Yeah.
So it's not good to... I think he might just be done.
Let's see what happens this next fight.
But I got my money on Damian Augusto Maia Baptista. That's who I got my money
on the Brazilian.
All right, sick.